As a young man on self-improvements, you probably do a lot of good habits that are basically staple in this community, like taking cold showers, gratitude journaling, meditating, reading, lifting weights, eating clean. You probably do a lot of these good habits that will definitely improve your life. But right now, I want you to think of all the bad habits that you still do. Because unless you've been on self-improvement for quite some time and you've been able to successfully get rid of all of your bad habits, I find that pretty unlikely if you're a young man watching this video. There's probably some degenerate things that you still sometimes or often fall back into. Actually, not habits. One habit. I'm betting you that there is one bad habit, no matter how many good habits you do and you add to your life from day to day, there is still one bad habit that you keep finding yourself doing. Just one. Think about what that bad habit might be for you. Maybe it's video games, junk food, TV, alcohol, vaping, maybe scrolling on your phone. That's probably a lot of you. Or if you're like me, it's porn. That's the one thing I still relapse on sometimes, and I've made some great progress, don't get me wrong. But I find it so much easier to eat clean and cut off junk food and cut off Instagram and video games and TV, but it's much harder for me to quit porn. I want you to think about that one bad habit that you keep falling back into. Because that one bad habit is causing 80% of your misery. You know the 80-20 theory that's become pretty popular, like 20% of the action causes 80% of the results, or 20% of the workouts cause 80% of the gains. This is like that. If you feel like self-improvement isn't working, if you feel like your life is shit, if you feel like a pathetic loser, 80% of those feelings are caused by this one habit. Even though you may not be doing it every single day, maybe you're doing it twice a week or even less, the fact that that bad habit is still in your life is what is causing 80% of those miserable feelings. A huge amount of it. The other 20% of feeling like shit could be because of basically anything. It could be because something bad happened to you. Maybe you failed a test or something. And also, this is important, especially if you started self-improvement recently, it's kind of normal for you to feel like shit for some time because you're getting used to doing things that don't really feel good right now, but they improve your life in the long term. That's literally delayed gratification. That includes stuff like eating food that's clean but it tastes bland, or going to the gym when you don't want to. Having that feeling like, oh, this fucking sucks, is absolutely normal, and it's expected because your entire life you've been a comfortable little pussy. But now you're transforming into a man who does the hard work no matter how he feels. So being pissed off in the initial training makes sense. But that type of feeling like shit is good because you're doing things that are inherently good and healthy for you. But the type of feeling like shit that you're getting from this one habit is incredibly bad. It's 4 times worse. You're not even doing anything that's good or healthy for you in the long run. It's destroying your life. No wonder you feel like offing yourself. It's because this one bad habit is still in your life today. And another characteristic about this one bad habit that's particularly interesting, and when you hear this, you're gonna be like, holy shit, he's right. You're gonna feel exposed as fuck. It's that you make excuses for still doing it. If you're addicted to scrolling on TikTok, right before you do it, you think to yourself, well, it's not that bad. I'll just do it for 2 minutes, just a little break. And then boom, you've convinced yourself into doing it, and 2 hours later, you're still scrolling. If you're addicted to porn, right before you watch it, you think to yourself, well it's not that bad. Everyone does it. I'll just watch one video. And then boom, 4 hours later, you're still watching it. Same thing for alcohol, same thing for junk food. You've convinced yourself over and over and over again that it's okay if you do it, when it isn't. And that's why you keep doing it. And here's the even crazier thing. This whole one thing causing most of your problems phenomenon isn't just for bad habits. Just like there's one bad habit that you keep making excuses for doing, there's one app that you keep making excuses for using. There's one person that you keep making excuses for spending time with, even though he got you addicted to weed. There's one food that you keep making excuses for eating. There's one show that you keep making excuses for binging, even though it leaves you empty afterward. There's one purchase that you keep making excuses for making, even though it's some chopped girl's OnlyFans account. There's one belief that you keep making excuses for believing, even though it's holding you back from reaching your full potential. There's one corner in the room that you keep making excuses for leaving messy. You see how many forms of this there are? There are so many. Of course, I know it's difficult to just cut out that one thing from your life completely. But you need to make measurable progress. You need to be on track to cutting it off. You may continue to make all these excuses. It's literally what you've trained your brain to do. So you just have to stop listening to your own brain and listen to those excuses less and less often. Because the longer that this one thing remains in your life, the longer it's gonna take to achieve the life of your dreams. This video won't change your life. You will.